Mira, the alien planet that Xenoblade Chronicles is based, is a harsh and incredibly unfamiliar environment. It's massive and it is filled with tons of things that want to do you harm, including other intelligent life as well as Mira's own flora and fauna. Oh, and you're also part of the last hope for ensuring humanity isn't erased from existence after the entire destruction of Earth. Still, no pressure, eh? There is a lot of depth to Xenoblade Chronicles X, so you're going to need all the help you can get. Now, I like you. You are clearly a wonderful person. After all, you're watching this video. So I'm going to share some tips with you to ensure that the dying light of humanity isn't extinguished under the foot of a giant tyrant. There are 5 continents in the massive world of Mira, plus your base, New Los Angeles, or NLA for short. They are all huge areas and admittedly they aren't full of many landmarks, so it's very easy to get lost. Luckily, you have a map of the entire area on your gamepad most of the time, and although it isn't filled in initially, just looking around and exploring will give you an insight of your surroundings. There are also several areas around the map that include the location of data probes. Activate these probes and you'll survey the surrounding areas instantly, as well as unlock some fast travel points. Certain story missions require you to survey a particular percentage of each continent, so taking the time to look around will not only help you understand more of Mira, it'll also save you a hell of a lot of time later. One of the best tools you'll acquire in the early chapters is the follow ball. By holding the R button and pressing X, you'll release a shining ball that will zoom ahead to the destination of your current mission. It's not always clear how to get to some areas, so following these glowing spheres will tell you exactly where you need to go. Meanwhile, it can also be used to get a bird's eye view of your surrounding area. It's easily forgotten about, but the follow ball is an invaluable tool for completing missions. Make a mental note that it's there. One of the great things about Xenoblade Chronicles X is that there is no separation between overworld and combat. On your travels you'll meet all sorts of creatures, from hostile aliens to indigenous beasts, to truly massive behemoths that will just crush you in the blink of an eye. You'll regularly encounter potential foes that are of a far higher level than you, but thankfully most of the wildlife won't bother you unless you attack first. A symbol of an eye above an enemy's head will mean that they hunt for prey with their eyes, funnily enough, so you don't want to stray too close into their vision, but if you're brave you can run behind them while they aren't looking. Meanwhile, some enemies have a lightning bolt above their head, and that means that their main sense is hearing. You won't want to sprint past them, but their vision is poor enough so that you may be able to sneak past them, even if they're looking straight at you. Knowing when to fight and when to avoid battle is simply crucial for navigating Mira safely, especially when you're far from a fast travel point. Now I know these days that we're all used to going through lengthy tutorials in order to get the gist of the game. However, there is a lot of things in Xenoblade Chronicles X, and the in-game tutorials don't always explain things straight away. Luckily, there is an in-game manual that has a lot of information that is quite useful. As per every Wii U game, press the home button when the game is loaded and press the manual button in the right of the Wii U gamepad screen. This manual is quite large but provides some very useful explanations for many of the game's mechanics. Now it sounds like an absolutely stupid thing to suggest, but it's a good reference for a game that has a lot of systems and mechanics. It takes a long time to unlock one of the coolest things in Xenoblade Chronicles X, but it took me over 25 hours to earn the right to pilot a scale mech, and it's absolutely worth it. You can customise your scale both cosmetically and also in terms of its arsenal, and it opens up the world of Mira even further. It's a big help when tackling large enemies and even those of a higher level than you. And it also turns into a variety of vehicles that make things a little bit easier in terms of traversing through Mira. However, there are 2 things you need to know when using a scale. First thing is that these mechs need fuel to run, so as long as you are inside your scale, it will be draining fuel. However, once you leave your mech by pressing Y, it will begin to replenish fuel automatically. Also, although you're incredibly tough when using a scale, it's not invincible. Take too much damage and it'll explode. When you buy a scale, you're given insurance which will let you salvage your damaged scale a handful of times without penalty, almost like lives. However, run out of insurance and you'll need to pay a substantial fee to salvage your wrecked vehicle. Don't be afraid to exit it mid-battle when your energy is low. The penalty for dying without a scale is non-existent when compared to the fees of reclaiming an uninsured one. Although there are only 12 main story missions, make no mistake, Xenoblade Chronicles X is a massive game, with a lot of content that will take a very long time to finish. But even with that said, this is the type of game that you should be taking at your own pace. There are tons of optional missions, including random requests from passers-by, affinity quests, as well as the quests that are on the Blade mission board. Obviously, finishing these quests will earn you XP, cash and other items, which will make future quests that little bit easier. But they'll also give you further insight into the lives of everyday folk in New Los Angeles. These are just a few tips to help you get the most out of Xenoblade Chronicles X, but hopefully my experiences should help you out. It's a great game, but definitely one to savour. Thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe, comment and share this video if you found it helpful or think it would be helpful to others.